are back on Fight News Now Live. John Pollock, Robin Black, and Elias Theodorou with you. And when Elias Theodorou pops by, it's time to bring out all the fun and games. It is the game show that is sweeping the nation. It is the hottest ratings getter on Fight Network. Critical acclaim from coast to coast. We have got Pat Sajak moving over to the side because in comes our favorite game. It's time for what? Wheel of Fighting! Wheel of Fighting. How does this work? We're simply going to spin the wheel. It's going to land on a topic, and then us three are just going to chat about whatever topic it lands on. We have no idea what it's going to land on. I see a foot, I see Ronda Rousey, I see another foot, and I see a poison sign. Any place, any time. What an ambiguous topic that is. Any place, any time, Robin.
Well, I think we're talking about Ben Henderson's new approach to fighting. We saw Donald Cerrone have this attitude. Ben Henderson now has it. And because of the way that the UFC is unfolding, we got injuries, we got so many cards. The guys who have this any place, any time mentality are going to make themselves a lot of cake. Ben Henderson, in fact, went on record the second that he heard that Rampage was off and said, hey man, who wants to fight me at whatever weight, maybe like 170. Elias, would you be one of these people? Will you fight Jacare next weekend, for example?
Yeah, no, I totally understand the concept of it, and in many ways it has to do with the fact that there's no off-season. We are always mixed martial artists, and any time at the drop of the hat, you might get that call. And it depends on, one, how much money you want to make, how much you want to, please our bosses, and basically where you are. In regards to something like Jacare, maybe it might not make sense, but would
and
I
you're
fight?
fat right now.
Yes, but actually I'm looking really great. But yes, I appreciate that.
I feel I'm your advocate on this show.
I appreciate it.
It's just throwing everything at him.
No,
I'm literally
with that being said, in many ways it has to do with what makes sense, and what makes sense for some person like Ben Henderson. It made perfect sense for him to jump in and get in that fight because he is always that caliber fighter, and it's just that opportunity for him. So I think it's anytime, any place, any whatever is a great opportunity.
I think you did just hit something on the head. Ben Henderson was the champion. He was in that title picture. When you're going for that, I don't know if any place, any time makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I think it breaks down to what you're trying to carve out for yourself. If you're trying to navigate towards a title fight, there is a strategy involved in what fights you're going to take.
So no Jacare on a week's notice, for example.
No.
Very different fighters. But let's go to topic number 2, which we will take anytime, any place. Here's another topic.
Well played, sir.
See a lot of good-looking topics on there.
Right. We need a Vanna White.
I'm Vanna
effect here.
I'm Robin Black.
Maybe Elias in an evening gown.
The options.
Ooh, Felice Herrig versus Paige VanZant. Simple, to the point. Both of those women are going to be joining us on the Fight Network over the next couple of days leading into their fight, which is part of the main card on Fox next week. Elias, let's throw it at you right now. Paige VanZant is someone that has a ton of a huge spotlight on her right now. Only one fight in thus far. She's on Fox. Got a Reebok deal. Is there envy on your part of all that's coming to her this early, or more power to her?
All more power to her. It has to do with many parts, in the fact that 115 in the women's, the strawweight, it's so brand new. And what is it? It's beautiful women in many regards, and beautiful fighters as well in regards of what they're doing. They're both, regardless of what their picture is outside, the vessel outside, they're both going in there to hurt each other. And there might be a little bit of envy on the other side in regards to Felicia, who might want to prove something against the person that has all the hype with just one fight. Felicia's been in there for a long time. She's a mixed martial artist and has been for a long time. So she might want to actually prove something against the person that in the cage against her, who has been getting all this attention with only 3 fights or whatever.
I do like this fight, and it's a very interesting one. We talked to both Herrig and Paige this week, and what I found really interesting is both of them talked a hell of a lot more than most fighters about their brand, about their image, about doing interviews, about all of that media-related stuff, and it really got me thinking that the job of a beautiful 115-pound women's fighter is very different than the job of a big, ugly, heavyweight dude. You know what I mean? Their job has taken shape in ways that are less about martial arts purity, but that is true of singers, actors, models, whatever. If you are beautiful, you carry with you something a little bit different that the audience is looking for, and it really has changed the way that they have to do their job, in my opinion.
And I feel over the next couple of days, you're really going to see that kind of spotlight that Paige is going to bring to this card. Coming out of a Fight Pass card, the traction that she got, and you see very non-traditional outlets that are covering Paige VanZant. Teen Vogue is interviewing her. She's doing press tours in New York. So for a girl that is 1-0 in the UFC off a Fight Pass card, and those are the kinds of talents you crave if you are the UFC, that can broaden your appeal, and for a division that is still getting its legs underneath
That's
it.
exactly it. And with a thing like with just the fact that, again, it focuses on the idea that it's not only how good you are, it's how many people want to come see you. And if you're a ridiculously good-looking 155-pound, 115-pound girl, it works.
It does. It's a very interesting one for me because we all represent different groups of fight fans, and I think I'm closer to the purist. In the end, I love that they're beautiful and interesting women, but you gotta fight because I don't really care if you can't fight. And these two can.
Whether you're interviewed on Teen Vogue or if you are posing for a Harlequin novel, however you get your name out there, folks, this is money for the UFC.
It's all about the fighting, though.